The Sanjak of Smederevo, also known as the Pashaluk of Belgrade, was an Ottoman administrative unit that existed between the 15th and the outset of the 19th centuries. It was located in the territory of present-day Central Serbia, Serbia. It belonged to Rumelia Eyalet between 1459 and 1541, and again between 1716 and 1717 and again 1739 and 1817, to Budin Eyalet between 1541 and 1686, and to Temeșvar Eyalet between 1686 and 1688 and again between 1690 and 1716. History: 15th century. The Sanjak of Smederevo was formed after the fall of the Serbian despotate in 1459, and its administrative seat was Smederevo. Ottoman sources note a migration of Vlachs to the Sanjak of Smederevo and parts of the Sanjak of Kruševac and Sanjak of Vidin. In 1476 there were 7,600 Vlach households and 15,000 peasant households. 16th century. After the Ottoman Empire conquered Belgrade in 1521, the administrative seat of the Sanjak was moved to this city. In period when Battle of Mohacs took place, the Sanjak of Smederevo was Kukukbali Beg. 18th century. The Sanjak was occupied by the Habsburg monarchy as a kingdom of Serbia. However, with the Treaty of Belgrade, the area was ceded to the Ottoman Empire. Belgrade, the center of the region while under Austrian rule, was neglected under the Ottomans, and Smederevo was the administrative center. Nevertheless, Belgrade eventually became the seat of a pasha with the title of vizier, and the Sanjak began to be referred to as the Pashaluk of Belgrade, although it was still called the Sanjak of Smederevo in official documents. In 1788, Caucasus frontier rebellions, or Eastern Sumadia, occupied by Austrian Serbian Freikorps and Hajduks. From 1788 to 91, Belgrade was again under Austrian rule after Caucasus rebellion. The siege of Belgrade from the 15th of September to the 8th of October 1789, a Habsburg-Austrian force besieged the fortress of Belgrade. The Austrians held the city until 1791, when it handed Belgrade back to the Ottomans according to the terms of the Treaty of Sistova. In 1793 and 1796, Sultan Selim III proclaimed firmans which gave more rights to Serbs. Among other things, taxes were to be collected by the Obrkaz. Freedom of trade and religion were granted, and there was peace. Selim III also decreed that some unpopular janissaries were left the Belgrade Pashaluk as he saw them as a threat to the central authority of Hadzi Mustafa Pasha. Many of those janissaries were employed by or found refuge with Osman Patsvantiglu, a renegade opponent of Sultan Selim III in the Sanjak of Vidin. Fearing the dissolution of the janissary command in the Sanjak of Smederevo, Osman Patsvantiglu launched a series of raids against Serbians without the permission of Sultan Selim III, causing much volatility and fear in the region. Patsvantiglu was defeated in 1793 by the Serbs at the Battle of Kolari. In the summer of 1797, the Sultan appointed Mustafa Pasha on position of Biglabeg of Rumelia Eyalet, and he left Serbia for Plovdiv to fight against the Vidam rebels of Patsvantiglu. During the absence of Mustafa Pasha, the forces of Patsvantiglu captured Požarevac and besieged the Belgrade fortress. At the end of November 1797, Obanezes Aleksa Nenadovic, Ilya Burkanin and Nikola Grabovic from Valjevo brought the forces to Belgrade and forced the besieging janissary forces to retreat to Smederevo. By 1799 the janissary corps had returned, as they were pardoned by Sultan's decree, and they immediately suspended the Serbian autonomy and drastically increased taxes, enforcing martial law in Serbia. On the 15th of December 1801, Ottoman vizier Hadzi Mustafa Pasha of Belgrade was killed by Kukuk Ali, one of the four leading daffodils. This resulted in the Sanjak of Smederevo being ruled by these renegade janissaries independently from the Ottoman government. Several district chiefs were murdered in the slaughter of the Nezes on February 4, 1804, by the renegade janissaries. This sparked the First Serbian Uprising, the first phase of the Serbian Revolution. Despite suppression of the uprising in 1813 and Hadzi Prodan's revolt in 1814, the Second Serbian Uprising led by Duke Miloš Obrenović succeeded with creation of semi-independent Principality of Serbia in 1817, gained independence in 1878 by Treaty of San Stefano and evolved to Kingdom of Serbia in 1882. This marked the end of the Sanjak. Demographics. The majority of Slavic-speaking Muslims in the Belgrade Pashaluk were immigrants. These were mostly villagers, but also feudals, soldiers, officials, and some were among the highest social class in the administration. Economy. The Sanjak of Smederevo was one of 6 Ottoman Sanjaks with most developed shipbuilding. Governors: Ali Bey Mihajloglu, Kukuk Bali Beg, Hadzi Mustafa Pasha, Bekir Pasha, Suleiman Pasha, Marashli Ali Pasha. Citations